Hey there, it's David Duford at davidduford.com, where I help insurance agents like you become top producing insurance professionals. And the purpose of today's video is to give you the tips and the procedure to get you started in the insurance sales business, specifically how to get started, what you need to do if you have decided that selling insurance is something you want to do, and what steps you need to take to ultimately get licensed and find a group to work with. So the first thing to do, of course, is to get licensed. Now, if you haven't done any research up to this point, it's pretty simple how to do it. Now, as far as the procedures, it's state-based. So I live in Tennessee. The process we take is we have to do pre-licensing. We can do it in the comfort of our own home. And then we take a test at a local testing facility and then get our results based off of taking that test. You don't have to attend a classroom setting in order to get your insurance license. That may or may not be the case in your state. But the best thing to do is just go to Google. As with anything in life, ask Google. Google usually knows. And input your insurance sales exam or insurance license exam, your state. So Tennessee insurance, life insurance exam. And you'll probably get several results that tell you the steps in order to get processed or get licensed and what you need in order to adequately reach or meet the requirements for your state. So get licensed, study. Take a couple weeks, whatever amount of time you need to take. It is a pretty extensive exam, and it's really important that you do whatever is possible that's required to get it passed. Don't worry about selling. Don't worry about learning sales techniques, products, all that stuff. Just get the license, because you can't do anything without the license anyway. So focus on that as your first choice. Number two, now sometimes this goes hand in hand with getting the license. You also maybe have already talked to an agency. If this is your circumstance and you're pretty much sealed up with a particular type of company you're looking to work with, I would ask you to put the brakes on that and give some serious consideration to other opportunities too. Too many times this goes hand in hand and you don't get the adequate time and space to research the opportunities to sell insurance in. And most likely, if you're watching this video, the good news is that you're early enough in the process where you have the time and the space in order to figure out if your initial choice, if you have made a choice or you're doubting your choice, is really the best choice. So what do you do? How do you research different organizations? So the first thing, the internet, again, is your best friend. You can research different insurance agencies that are hiring locally or regionally. You can do research in a particular type of insurance field that you're interested in selling in and do reviews, read about other organizations, get insight. There's so much information on the internet that if many of the people who fail out of this business, and it is a lot of people, if they had spent the time doing the proper research ahead of time, it's very unlikely they would have dealt with the same level of frustration that they had that led to their eventual departure from the insurance sales business. One thing you can also do, you're on YouTube right now, use YouTube extensively. That's why I do most of my recruiting on YouTube, because it allows me to create a connection with you, get to know me a little bit better, and then vet me as far as my knowledge base, experience, and decide for yourself if what I do is a good fit. There's other people too on YouTube that you can check out, and the same process applies there. So use it to your advantage, research different markets out there, take your time. The insurance business isn't going anywhere, but you need to make sure your first choice is your best choice, because if you don't do that, the potential for failure is huge. A lot of people struggle in this business. They start off with an inferior choice because it just sounded good. They trusted the person that recruited them in, and they didn't know any better until they got in the field, until they got in the sales process, and they realized it's totally different than what they expected. Number three is this is kind of funny, because the insurance business, basically, if you can fog a mirror, or if you can, take a pulse, you're going to get hired. It's a little unusual in the sense that everybody, as far as the insurance businesses are concerned, is a prospect to be an agent. So it's important that you make sure that you interview them first. It's important to interview your agency to make sure that they are a good fit for you. Now, what you want to pay attention to is less of the company. Let's say you work for New York Life or Northwestern Mutual, you're looking at those, or a big multi-level marketing company or something like that. Pay less attention to the corporate entity and pay more attention to the branch office, pay more attention to whomever your direct upline is going to be, your manager, the person responsible for you, and get a feel for the agents that work in your organization that you're thinking about joining. If at all possible, talk to them, do a ride along with them, ask them about their experience. how the branch office helps train you, gets you to understand how things work. Because that's what makes the difference that many agents eventually realize, is the training and support on the local level of whether or not they're going to actually be successful. Because without that, there's very little that you can do. And so many times, training and support is the common thing I hear when people come work with me in my insurance agency that I recruit agents nationally in, complain about that their original choice just didn't have it. They may have had somebody who literally just got licensed 2 months ago training people, all this stuff. So it ends up being very frustrating. So vet them, interview them, ask them these tough questions, see how they respond. Good people that you want to work with will not take offense to tough questions. They'll appreciate it because you're somebody who's aware of what the realities are, and possibly be doing a lot better than, say, somebody who is totally clueless that comes in and just gets totally frustrated. And number 4 is, once you go through this entire process, this is really important. This is number 1. You have got to completely commit 100% to your business, whatever direction you decided to go. There's a great person you could join to on YouTube. His name is Christopher Westfall. He is a Medicare supplement extraordinaire, knows the Medicare business up and down. That's all he does. He is a multimillionaire many times over because of his commitment to this business. And he talks commonly about how people in this business fail out because they just don't fully commit. They have a plan B. They've got a spouse that makes adequate money, so there's no stress for them to actually go out there and experience what happens if it fails. Because many times if we take away our options, if we take away the safe zones, the alternatives, we have nothing other than the success that we have no other choice but to succeed. Otherwise, we end up in a position to where we fail out entirely. You have to burn the bridges is the point, and be completely committed if you want any kind of success out of life, and definitely any success out of the insurance business, regardless of what you sell. My name is David Duford. If you like this video, please subscribe, thumbs it up, and comment below, and make sure to share it with anybody who's looking to get into the insurance business, already is. If you like the idea of joining an insurance agency and want to see what kind of programs I offer to agents across the country like yourself, go to davidduford.com, click the Join David's Agency button at the top, and investigate the different options that are available regarding final expense, mortgage protection, Medicare supplement, and annuity sales, and to see if my particular programs make sense for you. Again, please leave a comment below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer anything that you may are wondering. And thank you so much for watching, and we shall see you next time. Take care.